There's something absolutely magical about watercolor. I have 3 watercolor palettes in my Art Essentials collection, and every single color is a joy. This is my well-used, well-loved tins at the top of watercolor, and at the bottom I've got brand new ones here so you can see how cute they are when they arrive. The little wrappers for each of the pans you might want to keep for another art project. Inside each of the watercolor palettes is a swatch card printed on a watercolor paper. That is a very handy reference to keep inside the tin. The shape of the tins is very traditional, even though the colors they come in are not. They've got this little ring on the back, that's to thread your thumb through, and it just helps you hold the tin of watercolors more easily if you're going to be painting outside. The tin itself is comprised of 3 palettes, so you have plenty of areas for mixing your colors. The 3rd palette is under the watercolors themselves. This tray lifts out to reveal more wells for you to mix colors with. And you might even prefer to lift your watercolors out and just have them sitting there, just the actual watercolor palettes themselves, just to save on desk space. This also makes it really easy to keep your palette clean if that's important to you. I really want to show you how beautiful and vivid the colors are, so let's swatch them out. I'm going to use some of my water brushes, and I'm using one of my hardbound watercolor art journals. But before we swatch, let me just show you how easy it is to remove the pans. So you can take these out and rearrange them in any order that you like. My watercolors come in 3 carefully balanced palettes. We have the brights, the neutrals, and the glitzy. And each set contains a mixing set of yellow, red, and blue. You have a cool mixing set in the bright set, a warm mixing set in the neutral set, and a really unusual mixing set in the glitzy. But just by using those 9 colors, you can just about paint any color in the universe. But very often we don't want to spend time mixing colors. We want to spend our time creating, painting, and bringing our vision to life. For the sake of time, I'm going to speed up this video just as I swatch. And on the left hand of the page, while I've still got paint in my brushes, I'm just showing you the nice mixes you can make with the various colors. And yes, I will pull the, there we go. I will pull the journal down so you can actually see what's going on. Most of the colors in my sets are translucent, they're the ones that look very dark in the pans. Because they're so translucent and clear, the pigment stacks up and they look very dark in the pans. That's why the little swatch kits are so handy to have as a little reference whenever you're using them. And some colors have a little bit of opacity to them. For instance, 70s eyeshadow, which is that beautiful light blue that I had just painted with, that has a little bit of opacity to it. But Mermaid, for instance, you can see how dark that is in the pan and how beautiful and vivid, a sort of very greeny turquoise it is out of the pan. Similarly, as I get to the purples in my brights kit, oh, look at these pinks. Can we just adore pink? Yum. I just love pink. So anyway, we have Best Friend and Fairy Tale in the pinks. Frida is a pinky red, and we have 2 purples, Mystic and Royal, and a really dark blue, as well as our turquoises and our mixing set as well. So that's the bright palette, beautiful, and then it's just got that one beautiful dark note, the ink, that really very handy deep blue. Oh, she's beautiful. And see how she washes out into a gorgeous grey. Oh, she's gorgeous. So that's that one. Inside the little swatch card, there is a little hello from me. And I do have some really super powerful magnets that I use to help me keep that little swatch card in my pans. So now let's do the neutral set. So I'm just showing you that first yellow mango, and then we also have apple and blueberry, and these are our warm primaries, and these will mix different colors. So if you want to learn more about color theory, I have online workshops you can research on YouTube, but a lot of the power of color and of learning how to mix your watercolors is in just finding out about the difference between a warm set and a cool set of your yellow, red, blue. You will mix different types of purples, different types of greens, different types of oranges with those three colors, as is evidenced by the fun I'm having on the left-hand side of the page. In the neutral set, I do have neutral colors. So I have Dove Grey, Unicorn, which of course you're not really going to be able to see that white, but if I pop it over there on the other side, you can see how it sits there. It will sink in a little bit. It's not going to stay that opaque, but it is a very handy creature to have. And Raven, beautiful black. Now you can mix a black, you can mix any color. It is, however, very handy just to be able to dip straight into a palette and already have it. The orange is vitamin C. It's very, very vibrant. That does wash out into a skin tone. You've also got Sand, Buff, Spice, Kiss Kiss, and Cocoa. So these are all different skin tones. Of course, you can mix these to create all your other skin tones. And you've got all of your other bright colors to create different undertones as well. And on the left, I'm just washing them out a little bit more so you can see the variety of skin tone that you're going to get in each one of these. Now we move on to the Glitzy palette. This is the one that comes in the darker turquoise tin, and it has lots of ocean and landscape colors in it, as well as two metallics, because I say ocean or landscape, but really they're mermaid colors. Hence the name Glitzy. The colours are all named after mermaids as well. So we have that subtle mossy rock green, that's called Water Sprite. Then there is Sylph, and Nereid is that very dark blue. It's different to the ink in the bright set. Has a bit more of a turquoise undertone. Then we come to two of my favourite colours from this set, Ariel. We all know that she's a famous mermaid, and Frolicsome, which is more of a trait. The yellow is a really bright yellow that is called Tresses, obviously named after the mermaid's famous hair. Sea Nymph is a beautiful colour for oceans. Enchantress is a gorgeous dark green, washes out into almost a teal. Then there's Lorelei and Sea Mist. Greens are, I find, one of the hardest things to mix beautifully, especially beautiful clear greens. That's why there's a lot in this set. And then you've got your two metallic. Flirtatious is a light copper, and I use this for sheen on skin, very mermaidy. And the last metallic is a gold, and that is Alchemy. The metallics take a little longer to activate. So if you're going to be using them, put a little bit of water on them as soon as you open your palette, so that by the time you come to paint with them, they're ready for you. All of the other colors are very reactive. As soon as you touch them with your damp brush, they are ready to spread their gorgeous joy to your paper. I really enjoyed showing you all 36 of these gorgeous watercolors. They're part of my Art Essentials collection. You can find them in amazing art stores all around the world and at janedavenport.com.